everyone, and welcome to the General Purpose and Finance meeting on Monday, the 20th of January at 7 p.m. Just a little bit of housekeeping. We are not expecting a fire drill this evening, so if the alarm does go off, can you please exit via the front door or the doors behind me or to the side of me? Can we please have apologies for absence?
Well, I've only got Sharon at 9 o'clock. I've received nothing from Councillor.
No. Okay then. We'll move on. Declarations of interest. Does anybody have any declarations? No. Okay, cool. We're moving swiftly. Public participation. Is there anyone in the public gallery that would like to join in?
Certainly.
Are you sure? Okay, Leslie, thank you. Item 5, minutes of the meeting held on the 16th of December. Has everyone flipped through them and are we all happy to sign them off? Is that all in favour?
Yeah.
It's approved. Everyone to the minutes.
Yeah, so who?
Jerry and Dan.
Sorry. Yeah, thank you.
Update on town hall improvements for consideration. So we have, oh, you've printed it. I was then going to find it. So, obviously the clerk's unwell this evening, so won't be here. She has just given us a couple of updates. So, notes for tonight. I'm assuming you've covered the personnel, and I don't need to do that. So that's great. So, the footpath along
Just energy.
just GPNF.
Yeah.
Oh, right at the bottom. There you go. That's okay. Town hall improvements. The rear car park and unadopted roadway. The tarmacking will commence on the 3rd of February. Letters to residents go out this week for warning of limited access during the works and arrangements for any emergency access required. The alterations to the front and inner door amendments will also start the first week in February on the 6th and should be lasting 2 days. And the internal decoration is due to start on the 10th of February. And the kitchen is due to be delivered on Wednesday, the 22nd of January. The contractor is working on the youth provision, disabled toilet amendments, and will then move on to do the kitchen. Market matters. Have you dealt with that in previous meetings or no? So we'll do this one as well. Market matters. Further market. The farmers market will be on Saturday, the 1st of February. Due to it being January, most of the stalls will be back in force this Thursday. Nobody wanted to come out in the cold, and I don't blame them. The Vono building, the new windows are nearly all installed, and I'm not sure if tomorrow is the last day. Did we expect to have them finished by Tuesday?
We have one of them, the second one we do not have, and there's been a bit of a issue because actually there's no access to those two windows from inside the building. So when they're from round, I don't know how this has occurred, but they've measured and obviously placed one window. Perhaps, yeah. So, but we're then, 2 windows short because when they've come and surveyed, they've obviously surveyed from the inside of the building. The windows have been bricked up internally behind the bar upstairs and in the cellar. So there is no window there, but on the exterior of the building, there is a window. So Sharon's contacted the contractors, said there was a spare window, but we need to order one additional window. And are you able to fit and install just on the outside? And they have said yes, they can do that. But obviously that may cause a delay. While we wait for that one additional window. But other than that, the other 24 windows have been installed. And the staff only went up today for the roof repairs.
So the roofing's getting done as well. Excellent. And I know from the photos that were sent out when the work commenced on the windows, they are looking good. The football club are asking to be let in earlier. Is this on the agenda or is this just for an update? There is. That's good. For Saturday's 10 a.m. to be able to access kits for away games, mainly in mainly in line cleaning. And I think we'll take the others as they come up on the bullets rather than finishing the clerks, because they're all on here, aren't they? Yeah. Apart from the mayor and chairman, which is me, chairman of GPNF, managed to get some kitchens last week for the Vono building and for the youth provision at 90% off. And I think that'll all be ratified at the next full council meeting. But just for an example, one of them was a £7,500 kitchen that was £750 with the appliances and everything, thanks to the financial crash of Homebase, unfortunately, but their loss was our gain. And the other one came for the Vono building, had 2 cookers and all the work services. And I think once the VAT's claimed back, it comes in at,
Well, it was 14.
yeah, but
Quite a lot.
together, I think
Yeah.
when we put the 2 kitchens together, they'll have been under £2,000. So I think that was a great bargain for 22 grand's worth of kitchens. So yeah, that's looking all exciting. The youth provision steaming ahead, and so is the Vono Club building. And we've just got a little note here for the name of the she's for the new youth premises, which the 2 most popular names were the Exchange and the Arches, but there isn't actually anything. Oh, there is. Yeah, there is. So that's Sharon's update. And we'll move on to Town Market Matters, item 7. Do you have notes on that, Anne?
Not on the time of the matter. No.
Councillor Taylor, do you?
That's the only one I've got.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we'll move on to the Vono building.
Yeah.
Quote for 3 to 4 doors at the Vono building. Are everyone happy with the quote? Councillor Taylor.
Yeah, it's just about so the quote presented is the contractor that is currently doing the windows. The alternative contractor that was quoted for the works was Neil Skipmore, who is doing the disabled toilet at the youth centre, the town hall kitchen, and has, I think, been awarded the disabled toilet and at the Vono building as well. So Sharon felt that actually it would be in our interest to get the works completed in a timely manner, to ask the current contractor to add it on to our order, rather than get the alternative contractor to do it and then have an even longer list of things, because obviously each of those will take time. So to get them done in a more efficient time frame, the recommendation from Sharon was that we go with the provider that we currently have doing doors. The price is for 3 to 4 doors. As you'll see from the quotation, the French doors with the fire exit at the first floor, they are not essential and are £700, and really would just be being done for the sake of doing them. The doors that are there at the moment exit outwards, you know, the lock needs changing, but they're working and there's nothing actually physically wrong with them. So the recommendation would be that actually we just have the 3 ground floor doors replaced, which then brings it down to, I think, about £3,800, yeah, £3,739 in total for the 3 downstairs doors and side panels. Obviously, they do need doing. Part of the fire risk assessment that Sharon had undertaken was that, you know, for a building of that size and scale, for functions, any fire doors should be opening outwards, not inwards. So I'd like to propose that we go with the quote minus the French doors.
Is there a seconder for that proposal? Councillor S. Fraser. And is everyone in favour to go with the same contractor? That's approved. So then we have summary of cost dates for the Phono building. Now, there was a little bit in this update. So the refurbishment budget has slightly overrun. I think this is, yeah, by £1,293, but I think that's over a multitude of projects that's going on. So we do have a breakdown. Has everybody seen the breakdown? And is everybody happy? The clerk has said that she will seek to get some of the remaining car park. However, the clerk will seek to via some of the remaining car park improvements, 7k to cover this and more upcoming costs. The new kitchen installation at the February full council meeting. So again, this will be ratified there if members are content to move on from that item.
Yeah, I was just going to say, obviously, when we made the bill before, we haven't had the line marking done, so held back.
£7,000, I think. Was it 9?
Which now means that there's 7,000 possibly that we can now move over as that has no allocation now. So that should put us back in the budget. So I'm not going to put that to.
Is everyone else happy? And that'll come to full council anyway. To consider a request for amendments to the football club's hire of the Vono building. I don't know if anyone else, I note that Sharon says this is so they can get in earlier to collect kits and to clean the lines. I'm going to be honest with you. It does not take 5 hours to clean your lines. The bar doesn't necessarily need to be open until the match is over. I know they do open when the match kicks off, which is at 1 o'clock. I believe most of the matches on the rec kick off. There is no need for them to be in there at 10:30 to clean lines for a 1 o'clock bar, even if you were opening the bar at 12:30, half an hour before the match. I personally do not feel it takes that long to clean your lines. It's a half an hour job. I know, and I say this with the knowledge that I know we are looking to put potentially one of our yoga groups into there if possible, because that would cut down on the breakdown and setup of this hall, because obviously all of the furniture needs moving out of this hall. And at the minute our caretakers do that, they come in and move everything out ready for yoga. And then when yoga comes out, everything has to go back. Yoga finishes at 11. So if we can potentially move that client there, and I believe the yoga group is going to look at the Vono building next week, this week. It was today. But if we were then to allow them in earlier, that would obviously potentially scupper that higher. I'm happy to take any comments though. Councillor Tyra.
Can I just ask the question? I don't know. You know, I don't know. This early gain in to clean the lines, is that because the only people they have who can clean the lines can only do it at that time?
No.
Okay.
No, they have been going in and cleaning it. It's just because I think they just want to be in earlier. Just because the kits need the away kits. They like to collect the away kits at 10:30. So I think from my understanding, if the away kits are being collected at 10:30 and they're in the building, then they'd all like to be in the building. The away kits are kept in the changing room. So if we did have a hire upstairs, collecting those kits wouldn't be an issue because the hall and the changing rooms are completely separate. But cleaning the lines for the bar would interfere with the yoga if we are lucky enough to be able to move it over. Councillor TJ.
Yeah, just a couple of observations of my own. my first thought process is myself and Sharon and Tristan have obviously took quite a bit of our time to negotiate with them their wants and needs. And then we have taken them under consideration already. So I think if you really needed that, then you should have asked for it. I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, but we've already had that discussion and kind of signed it off, and it's like we've been inch and now we've been asked for a second inch. My thoughts are the line cleaning, if the game doesn't start till 1:30, 12 o'clock is plenty of time to clean the lines. If it's a case of entry for the kits, well, actually at the moment, we are saying yes, you can just nip in and grab the kit, and it's not disturbing upstairs. But actually, I think in the longer term, there doesn't need to be an agreement for access before that, because the cellar in the kit room will be separated off through a second door. So if that door moves and the kit room has its own entry point from an external door, they could just come into the kit room without actually coming into the rest of the hireable venue, and that would mitigate that demand. It wasn't just early in the morning though that they've asked for, because they're following from the discussions that we've had. Sharon might have missed it in the report, but from the discussion, it was also that on a Sunday, the current arrangement in the paper play is that they can have access to the building on a Sunday from 8 in the morning, I want to say, until 4 in the afternoon, 4:30. They're actually now asking if they could have it, and I can't remember off the top of my head, it was like a 6 or 6:30. So they want an extension of 2 hours. Now, in our high rates for that venue are, I think, very, very reasonable. If you think about like or other venues that are £20 to £25 an hour locally, we're only asking for £8 an hour for that upstairs, those upstairs reception rooms. And I think that would then be for those 2 additional hours, £16. Now, the paper play is only £30 for the whole day. You get the use of that whole building all day for £30. And I know that when we compared this, we looked at other paper play venues, but the paper play is to accommodate the match. I think we've been more than accommodating to give all of that additional time up until 4 o'clock for their pleasure. I then think for those additional hours after that, if it is just because they want to watch some games of football, then they should have to pay for that, because that's not accommodating the game. That is a non-essential luxury on top of that.
It's socialising.
And I think any other club group or anyone else in the town would have to pay the going hourly rate. And why should they be given any further preferential treatment over any other user in the town? I just don't think it's fair. And when you think that they're showing these games, the bar take-ins and everything else that they obviously have the luxury of, that's the equivalent of 3 pints. I think if they want those extra hours, they should charge for our hourly rate. I'm not opposed to them having the time. If they want the time, have it. But pay like everyone else. Or keep the paper play so that up until 4 o'clock it's still £30. But then beyond that arrangement, any additional hours that they require are charged for at the hourly rate in addition to the paper play for the day.
I actually don't know the answer to my question, and I don't know if Councillor Taylor does while she's been negotiating with the football club. On a Saturday, isn't it the under-18s that play? No, it isn't. What's it? It's the second, on the Sunday rather, on the Sunday. Is the under-18s on the Sunday, and the matches kick off at 10:30. Yeah, 10:30. So even if you said it was 2 hours for the match, they're finished by 12:30. So they then actually are getting use of the social facilities for 3.5 hours approximately for socialising, which probably is reasonable to have the more than reasonable, probably 3 hours for socialising. So I do tend to agree that any other club group or organisation would probably have to pay a higher charge, or would be expected to pay a higher charge after any agreement that's set out to accommodate the sporting facilities and to keep those sporting facilities down. I will say it's probably 4 pints, not 3 though, to cover that £16, just being facetious. But I am tending to, because we may also have Sundays where we have christenings in there. So actually to extend that pay per play would limit then any higher we could potentially get of a Sunday afternoon, evening. Councillor Fraser.
I was about to say the same thing. I think the more they have it, which they've been asking for more, the less chance we can actually rent out to anyone else over the weekend. So I do really limit us. If we could give it to them for free, we're going to lose out the money we're spending.
Councillor Dalton.
I think work for them, it should be what they're currently paying, plus the additional hours optional. So then it's up to them if they want to extend it and pay the extra money to ourselves. And yeah, if we get booking, that will supersede that.
Well, if they get in there quick enough, then
Yeah.
if they want to do that every week, that's fine, but they've got to pay it on the lose over.
Well, I think actually in their agreement with us, as it stands, if we have a booking, the booking takes priority after their pay per play. Well, unless a booking comes in, yeah. If a booking come in before them booking the hall or the facility. So I think, am I taking it then that we are sticking to the current arrangement, and any hours outside that arrangement will be charged at £8 per hour, and it has to be booked through the office. Was that your proposal, Councillor Dalton? And a seconder for that proposal, Councillor Esfrey. Is everyone happy with? Yeah, that's great. Shower quotes for the Vono building update. Which isn't on here.
That email there, is that to do?
You've got an email
Got to do with the shower.
regarding the disabled toilet, the youth provision.
Oh,
No, that's the youth provision.
Okay, fair enough. I'll hunt that in the paper.
Unfortunately, as the clerk is away and unwell, we do not seem to have that update.
That wasn't on the original.
Cemetery
Update.
land, doors, internal decoration, car park, kitchen, market matters, windows, budget, kitchens, youth provision. No,
No, okay, I've only got the tables and the glass washer. Plates.
which aren't on here.
No.
So they're in the
There are-
meeting pack, but there's
Yeah,
not.
yeah, the glass washer's there. And the youth provision.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, it is. First one, next page. Look at me, eager to go home. So we're going to defer the shower quote, and maybe that can go up to full council, or do we
Yes.
need that to be proceeding to get the works under the way? I should imagine the contractor's quite busy anyway at the moment. So we'll skip that one and defer that. So we now have purchase of tables for the youth provision.
Yeah, which is, yes, the make me a hundred.
There's two from two different companies, or are they? No,
There's two sorts, I thought, Chairman said there was two sorts.
how many is this for? Just one. Raised tile, flip top meeting tables. Doesn't actually say how many there is.
Is there anything on the back?
Councillor Fraser, do you have any information on this? Because
I think Sharon's plan was these.
yeah, no, I know the plan, but this price, is this just for one table? Right, we have a local company that makes these. We have two companies within the town that make these. Should we not maybe contact them and see? Because that's £328, excluding VAT per table. Is that what we're saying? So with that, they're actually nearly £400. Councillor Dalton.
Yeah. Not further down, it's too full.
Yeah, I think that's a big saving at the top.
So they're £250 a piece. Can we defer this to full council and maybe have a chat with the two companies in town that make them? Because we have Liam Plumpton that make these tables. And I can't think of the name of the company that Wayne works for, but there is another one that's now moving back to Buns Bank as well. So, yeah, shall we have a look? Shall we defer that? Is everyone happy to defer that? Great, we will do that. Glass washer for the town hall. Is this the initial one that Sharon sent out? This is the one that was on sale this week. I personally don't think it's big enough. It's a tiny tray. It's only 350 ml wide, so not even half a metre. And it's gravity fed, which means it has gravity drain, so it has to be up high. Personally, a pump drained glass washer would be better with that, just from my working experience. If you've got 100 people in here trying to wash glasses in a tray that's 350 by 350, you ain't even going to get a dozen pint glasses in there. So can we defer this and look for another? Is it Taylor?
I'm sort of saying, if we're going to undertake like an annual deep clean or something behind the bar, I think Councillor Dalton will say that actually that would not be fit for purpose, because how many times did you have to load and unload even the dishwasher? It would, yeah, so it's not going to be practical at all, really. But I do feel that in the meantime, while, you know, Sharon goes and has a shop around, I don't feel like there's an urgency for it. The one we've got is not very good and a bit grim, but it is reluctantly doing the job, so it's not going to hurt to defer that either.
Okay, then, is everyone happy to defer that item? Thank you. And then 11, to finalise the name of the youth club. So we touched on that in the clerk's report. The two most popular names were the Exchange and the Arches. Now, I know I have a preference. My preference is the Exchange because it's on Exchange Street, and I just think that ties in quite nicely. But I'm happy.
On EastEnders.
It does make it sound like it's on EastEnders. Councillor Fraser.
We've got to find a big problem for Exchange.
We can have a rebrand. That's the good thing. If we move, new premises, new name, new rebrand. Councillor Dalton.
Stick with Exchange, to be honest, because we exchange buildings, we exchange buildings.
Well, there you go. We exchange facilities. Councillor Gaylor.
Yeah, I was just going to say that Arch, just as a standalone, sounds like a. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like the acronym is needed. So, which the Arch stood
Arches.
for Attleborough Recreation and Community Hub. So I don't know if that sways anything. I don't think it's bad. I think it's catchy as a standalone thing, but I think with the actual wording means something. Well, I think you'd have it as the Arch and then just have it in print like.
Yeah. Come on then, members. What are we going for?
I'm going to propose the Arch.
Now you've explained it.
It makes better.
Arch, yeah. No, now you've explained it. I understand.
Yeah. I like it.
Right, well,
I feel like let's not get too hung up on it. I'm happy to propose.
right. So all in favour of the Arches? You can wait and be in favour of the Exchange, but all in favour of the Arches? There you go. There you go. Done and dusted. Item 12, second public participation. Leslie.
The Arches all,
Yeah.
as the acronym says, just
Arch. I think Arch because, yeah, Arch.
Because otherwise, well, it loses its
It loses its acronym.
That needs to be No, it's just arch. I think it should be just arch, because it's not, because it's as a recreation community, personally, I agree. But
So the arch or just arch?
let's save money, just arch.
So the option is not wanting to get too far, so it would be the Attleborough Recreation Community Hub or just Attleborough Recreation Community Hub.
Arch is great because the thing is, people will say,
They just fall in the hub.
yeah, we're going to the arch or we're going there. So it will still fit the same bill, won't it? There we go. Anything else, Leslie? Councillor Dale,
As a member of the public.
you
we're
can
not-
join in
you
as a
know,
councillor
not
as long as you don't vote.
The windows look brilliant at the Bono building.
Thank you.
They actually, have tarted it up no end.
Hopefully it'll be
And
warm.
congratulations on saving all that money. I wish I'd, tagged on.
I'm not going to lie. Councillor Taylor and Fraser were at Elizabeth House getting litter bin bags for the litter picks. And I was like, I need to nip and get a can of paint. And I ran in, and when I come back and picked them up, I was like, oh my God, the kitchens have got 90% off all their show kitchens. I think we should go look for the Vono building. So we was there, we was ringing Anne and Sharon and messaging between us. Yeah, £22,500 worth of kitchens.
That's a lot of money you've saved the residents.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, one of the kitchens was £14,000 with the VAT. So literally, yeah, it has, because
Well done.
and it comes with 2 cookers, that one. So when we put the catering kitchen in down in the Vono building, people can come in and there's, so yeah, amazing. Leslie.
In arch. They seem to be doing a good job.
Oh, that was the grounds team. They come in and took the floor up because, yeah, and I think Tim today cleared out all the remnants of it. Yeah, and all ready for the flooring to go down, which was kindly donated by Hopkins Flooring. So that was amazing support. I think we are so lucky to have a community that does pull together the way it does. I mean, we went home yesterday, and it is going slightly off topic, from the community cafe, and within an hour and a half, we'd had someone offer to come in and do some art with like people that are here, do some community art. We'd had 3 volunteers volunteer to come in and help serve up, or if we do introduce a second day, which was always the plan, to introduce a second day, fitted round the town hall's booking schedule. And we are slightly limited on what day that could be, but we've had the support for that's been amazing. I think we are really lucky to have a community and serving councillors that we do have that are all pulling in the right direction, I think. Yeah, the community cafe is end of June, so actually July, actually maybe even August now, because we had another sponsor that wanted to do 5 weeks. So I think, yeah, Hopkins Flooring offered to do 5 weeks, bearing in mind it's just donated a floor to the youth venue. So I thought,
It's good work, weren't they?
yeah, so I think we should all be really.
Last Sunday, not yesterday, last Sunday, sign was still out, and it was quite late.
I think because we was all very jubilant the second week at how well it had gone, we just missed the board was still out. We forgot it. It's very heavy. It takes 2 to 3 people to move it because it is a very big. No. It could well be because of how popular it has been, and there was approximately 60 people here this week. No, they were in here mainly the whole time. We are looking maybe at the next one to put some tables set up in the other room. So it could well be that we extend the time so not everyone feels they have to be here dead on 12. But at the moment, we'll be working to that. But thank you for your comments. We'll pass that on to the grounds team if we can, Anne.
Working hard, it's hard work to for it.
Yeah, and grim and dirty. But our contractor did find hidden cupboards in the walls for the contraband that obviously the shop was closed for selling. There was, yeah, hidden compartments all screwed up, all like, yeah. So is that a thing? Councillor Wemon, do you want to join in? You don't want to tell us how good the little pit was?
Well, yeah, talking about this pig, there was 7 of people that actually turned up to this pig, and it was very well installed. But we need to do another one this weekend because slip roads, and I noticed that today going around the town with a little trolley, it's badly going. Well, we've got 16 bags in them for an hour. 16, those 80 metre bags, 1 hour. So, thanks for everyone that came along. I've had inquiries from a couple of people if they could borrow some of the equipment during the week. And I suggest no problem, and I've given them my contact details.
Yeah,
So,
or they can just contact the office and one of the ladies up there will get it on the radar. Right then, if
What about the Burnham building? The car park, a gentleman was trying to put some empty bottles into the recycling and he slipped and he wondered if they could be moved because he said that was very slippery when you was there. So
we will talk to the ground staff and see if there's something that they can do there. Is that okay?
Is it a recycle bin?
Yeah, the recycle bins.
yeah, they went round in.
It's on the road.
Yeah.
So you have to step up on.
See, which is why I think if they come round, you could access them from the path, from the footpath, which actually might encourage people getting off the train to put stuff in them. So maybe we should just have them when they get emptied next. If we can just pass those concerns on to the grounds team and see
You want the bins moved?
when they've been emptied, maybe if they're spun round, because they've got holes either side, haven't they? See if we can get them so they face the front and the back. But if between the all of us, we can pass that on. Right, well, if there's no other comments from the public gallery, are there any other items for the next agenda? Anything anyone wants to put on? If you think of something after we leave, please email it in. And on that note, we are done, people. Oh, you can keep showing